Dreaming of a new life in Australia, but feeling stuck? You're in the right place. You spent months perfecting your paperwork, checking every box, and hitting the minimum requirements. But right now, a perfect application guarantees nothing. 65 points. That is the official legal minimum you need to submit an expression of interest for a skilled migration visa. Take a look at this bar chart. The threshold line down here at 65 is the legal minimum, but it's eclipsed by a massive cluster of successful applicants. The realistic cutoff hovers around 80 or 90 plus points. If you rely on just 65, you'll sit in the waiting pool indefinitely, and borderline scores are hit hard. In certain categories, we're seeing a severe drop-off where visa refusal rates soar to 50%. The 2025 landscape is actively shifting against applicants. Assessors are applying stricter scrutiny to work experience, and states are heavily tightening their specific eligibility criteria. Panic causes applicants to chase points without a plan. They drain their savings on extra courses or dead-end skills assessments that don't move the needle. To secure a competitive score today, you have to decide exactly what you are willing to sacrifice. You are either going to trade away your geographical freedom, or you are going to spend significant capital and time. Securing Australian permanent residency is a highly competitive mathematical game of strategic optimization. The three main skilled visa pathways, the 189, 190, and 491, are often viewed as a checklist. You need to treat them as competing strategic options. The subclass 189 skilled independent visa is the ideal outcome. It grants immediate permanent residency and gives you total freedom to live and work anywhere in Australia. But that freedom costs you. The 189 awards 0 bonus points. You are competing globally, entirely on your own unaided merit. This matrix breaks down the trade-offs. The 1890 column gives you full location freedom and permanent status, but strictly offers 0 bonus points. That brings us to the first compromise, the subclass 190 skilled nominated visa. If you secure state sponsorship through the 190, it instantly injects 5 crucial bonus points into your overall score. The trade-off is that you become legally bound to live in the sponsoring state, which means you have to navigate their hyper-localized and constantly shifting eligibility rules to get the nod. If your score is truly struggling, the subclass 491 skilled work regional visa acts as a point-boosting rocket launcher, delivering a massive 15-point boost. That massive boost comes with a heavy catch. The 491 is strictly a provisional visa. It binds you to designated regional areas for years before you can even apply for permanent residency. States are increasingly demanding you prove your loyalty with prior local residency or a concrete job offer before they will grant these nominations. If your baseline score falls short of the independent cutoff, geography is the actual currency you have to spend. Once you know the visa you are aiming for, you have to optimize your individual profile across 4 core variables: age, English proficiency, work experience, and education. Let's look at the brutal math of the age bracket. Applicants aged 25 to 32 automatically secure the maximum 30 points. Past that window, the penalty is sharp. Your points plummet at age 40, and once you hit 45, those points disappear entirely. Then there is the English language trap. Testing at a competent level fulfills the basic visa requirement, but it contributes exactly 0 extra points to your competitive score. This chart maps the cost and effort of gaining points against the actual impact they have. Hitting a superior English score, like an IELTS 8.0 or a PTE 79+, yields 20 full points. That is a massive return on investment for a relatively low financial cost. If you are struggling with one format, you should strategically switch testing platforms. Moving from IELTS to PTE might align better with your specific strengths and secure those extra marks. Claiming overseas work experience is high impact, but requires massive effort. Assessors demand strict alignment with your nominated skilled occupation and airtight financial documentation like tax records and payslips. If it doesn't align perfectly, the points will be rejected. Education is often a gamble. Paying international fees for 2 years of Australian study yields your base degree score plus 5 bonus points, but it requires massive upfront capital for a moderate bump. There are marginal boosters out there, like a naughty community language certification or completing a professional year, that offer small bumps if you fit into those specific niches. Not all points are created equal. You have to calculate the financial and temporal return on investment of your point boosting strategy before you commit. Because these variables change drastically from person to person, following generic advice will ruin your application. Your strategy must match your specific mathematical profile. This decision tree maps out the optimal paths. First, we have the Onshore Optimizer. This is a younger applicant currently inside Australia with limited skilled work experience. They need to leverage their physical location. They should claim points for Australian study and aggressively target 190 or 491 state nominations to offset their lack of work history. Next is the Offshore Professional. These are older applicants applying from outside Australia who are actively bleeding age points. To compensate, they must ensure their extensive overseas work documentation is flawless to lock in the maximum 15 points, and they absolutely must achieve a superior English score to stay competitive. Finally, there is the Borderline Candidate. This is an applicant permanently stuck hovering around the 65 to 75 point mark. They need to abandon the dream of the unrestricted 189 visa. Their best move is to utilize the 491 regional visa as a 15-point lifeline to avoid total refusal and get their foot in the door. Treat the points table as a strategic portfolio. Lock in the points you can control and prioritize the visa pathway matching your mathematical reality.